Discord just laid off 17% of its workforce. And Google just laid off 1,000 people. Twitch just axed 500. Microsoft laid off 1,800. PayPal laid off 2,500. Unity laid off 1,900. Paramount laid off 800. Activision Music Group laid off 600. EA laid off 650. What is happening? Well, I don't really know, but I think those people could use a drink. And what better drink to unwind with than a margarita? We'll start with a frozen one, so the blender drowns out your unemployed screams of anguish. Before we get into that, I would really appreciate if you'd, like, comment, subscribe. Also, if you don't want to listen to me talk, if you're just in it for the drinks, I've time-stamped all of the drinks in the chapters, so you can just skip to that. And if you don't even want that, you can go right down to the description. I've got all the recipes there. On to the margs. So let's go ahead and get started on our classic frozen margarita, and I'm going to give you a little optional twist that'll pretty dramatically change the way this drink turns out, but no pressure, only do it if you want to. But first I'm going to give you a margarita basic and teach you how to salt the rim. So we can go ahead and cut our garnish here. With our garnish, we'll cut a little slit, and what we can do is we can put it to work and run it around the outside of the glass. Now, the wetter you get this, the more salt is going to stick, if you know what I mean. I don't know what I mean. Anyway, you just want to press it into the salt. I am going to clean up the edges a little bit. Tell no one. Just lime and salt. So good. With that out of the way, we'll go ahead and mix our drink. So let me go grab the blender. This is really tall with the cutting board. Hold on. I would recommend you make 2 servings. That's what the recipe is going to tell you how to do, just because the higher volume is going to blend a lot better. So let's go ahead and grab our ingredients here. I've got my orange liqueur. I'm going to use citronge. You can use any orange liquor, really. I mean, they're all going to make good, though slightly different margaritas, unless you're going like so low shelf that you're hurting your back grabbing it. And then we need our lime. Now, remember to start with your cheapest ingredients first, so that way if you mess up, then you can always just dump them out and lose minimal money. You know, no one wants to dump their drink, but it happens, it happens. In goes our lime juice. So now we're gonna do 1.5 ounces of our orange liqueur. Last year we need 3 ounces of our tequila. Should just put this off to the side. Like, this makes much more sense. So now we got our basic margarita. At this point you could add your ice and blend, but now I'm going to add in my super special secret ingredient here. It's an avocado. Sound like that kid. An avocado! So you want to do 1/4 avocado per serving, but since I'm doing 2 servings, we're going to be 1/2 an avocado here. Boop. If you're feeling a little spicy today, you can just hit it with a pinch of cayenne too. That's what I like to do. So just boop, boop, boop. Ba, ba, ba. Would you consider yourself spicy today? I'd consider you spicy today. Is that nice? I don't know. Let's go ahead and blend that up just so that there's no more avocado chunks before we add our ice, because that would be weird. The last thing that we're gonna need here is just our ice. Now, crushed ice is gonna work the best because you don't have to blend it as long, so the drink will stay colder. But any ice you have will work, and you can always make crushed ice. You know, you got a blender, that's all you need. So that's about 14 ounces of ice. So we're just gonna pulse the blender a few times and get everything nice and smooth. And that should be good. Real quick, before I dump it out, I actually want to taste it. That's good. I think I'm going to hit it with a splash of simple syrup here. Just make it a little bit sweeter. We can grab our glass here. Now we can pour our margarita. Oh, almost forgot. Gotta put our garnish back on. Green on green, baby. That's good. That's good. I love blended avocado drinks. I don't know if you ever had like avocado milkshake or an avocado smoothie, but they're good. You know, avocado's a fruit. This is also a lot more like desserty. I think you could get away with a lot more bottom shelf ingredients just because everything's blended together, and with the water and the avocado, it just really mellows any harsher notes that something cheaper would have. It goes down smooth. It doesn't really have the same tartness as a margarita would normally have. It has like all the sharp edges were just kind of filed down. Solid. Fuck. All right, now we have our drink. Let's learn a little bit more about these layoffs.
Today we are making the unfortunate and difficult decision to reduce the size of Discord's workforce.
I am laid off. Fuck! Oh my god! Oh, wow.
Oh man, I feel for you, girl. That's laughing through the pain if I've ever seen it.
We all cope somehow.
That was Chloe, and she was a part of Discord's layoff of 17%, or 170 of its employees, meant to, and I quote,
sharpen our focus and improve the way we work together to bring more agility to our organization.
I hate to be cynical, but does that not just sound like corporate speak for me need more money, so me pay less salaries? Well, maybe so, but on the bright side, if 17% is 170 people, that means that about 830 people didn't get laid off. So congrats on making the cut. This next one goes out to you. Now, let's do the classic margarita. No more blended drinks. We're gonna do this the way God intended. On the rocks. Let's go ahead and rim our glass first. Now this time I am, instead of just doing a salt rim, I'm gonna do some salt and tajin, make a little spicy rim. Rim our glass ever so gently, ever so tenderly we will rim our glass. Yes, it will be wonderful, magical, rimming our glass. So tender. Oh God, what am I saying? Nothing different here. Everything's the same, except for the margarita, except for the kind of the most important part. That's different. That's very different. If you ever don't want such a thick rim, you can always scrape it off too, make a nice clean line. And then you can, should I eat it? Should I eat this just straight salt and tajin? Woo, that's sour. That is sour. All right, so we'll just let that sit with ice off to the side. Now let's go ahead and start mixing our margarita. Now the classic margarita is a formula. It is gonna be 2 parts tequila, 1 part orange liqueur, and then 1 part lime juice. But if you want to, you can make a more advanced version. That's what I'm going to do. Instead of doing 2 ounces of tequila, I'm actually going to do a split base of 1 ounce mezcal and then 1 ounce of tequila. I did 2 ounces of tequila. Once again, just start with your cheapest ingredient. So we'll start with our lime juice. This time I'm gonna switch up the orange liqueur. I'm gonna use Pierre Ferrand dry curacao. Finally, we'll do 2 ounces of our tequila. I did 2 ounces of tequila. Ooh, just enough. Wow, I had like 2 ounces exactly left in there. Good riddance. It wasn't very good. All right, well then we're gonna do half an ounce of mezcal. This is gonna be boozy. Shit. And I'm gonna break up a couple cubes of ice. Oops. The top of our shaker. Shake about 10, 15 seconds. So we'll let that sit for a minute. Let's dump our ice out of here and crack in some nice fresh ice for this thing. Now to just strain into the glass. Woo, right up to the wash line. So let's take this, get a little bit between the pith and the fruit. Perfect. So just get that on right in there like so. And voila. All right, let's give this thing a taste. That's good. That's good. The acidic, spicy rim from the tajin and the lime juice and the smoky mezcal really dial it in. It really dials it in a lot more than the classic margarita, in my opinion. But I will say, no matter what you do, this one is going to be a lot more tequila forward. So a higher quality tequila is going to get you a lot more mileage on this. Though I will say, in my opinion, again, in my personal opinion, I think that this one is probably a little too tart. You could add a 1/4 ounce of agave and maybe make it a little bit more balanced. Or maybe you want the tart. Maybe you're a tart person. Maybe, perhaps, you've just been laid off by Discord. So you're feeling a little tart and you want something to match the mood. But if you're not, you can always make this lighter, sweeter alternative. Tommy's Margarita. It's my favorite. And it's my favorite because it actually skips out entirely on the orange liqueur, which is honestly not something I'm a big fan of. I know a lot of people get the cough syrup ick from cherry flavored liqueurs or like candies and stuff. But for me that's orange. I don't know why. I don't know if I had an orange cough syrup or something as a kid, but this one doesn't use any of it. I'm here for that. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's rim our glass. Let's do this one this time. Not the best glass for rimming. It's got the designs on it, but it'll work. And I'm gonna do a half rim on this one for the sake of my own arteries. A nice little triangular salt rim. Let's grab our shaker here. And for this one, I am not gonna use any sort of split base. I'm not gonna give you a fancy version. We're just gonna make a regular old Tommy's Margarita. Hey, 1 ounce of lime juice. Some juicy limes. And then 1/2 ounce of agave nectar. You can also make an agave syrup if you want to do a 1-to-1. And I'm going to use my nice new bottle of Tres Agaves tequila, and I'm going to use it to actually try to rinse some of the agave syrup, the agave nectar, out of here because it sticks. Swirl it around a little bit. Be a little messy. So I went 2 ounces. And then all we need is our ice. Let's go ahead and pour that in there. And let's shake it. Let's load her up. That's good. That is so much better to me than the original margarita. It's still, you're still capturing all of those essential margarita flavors, you know, what you would expect to be in a margarita. But with this one, it's so much more agave forward because it's not getting tied up in the orange syrupy flavor that I'm just not a big fan of. And again, with this being so tequila centric and agave forward, a better quality tequila is going to make a huge difference in the quality of the drink. But that's a good one. That's a good drink. Layoffs are nothing new. And neither is the age-old unemployment task of parking your ass on the couch and watching some movies, a number of which will inevitably star Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I mean, I don't think anybody has oversaturated the movie industry like this man, other than maybe Chris Pratt. But what better drink to go with your movie than a cocktail from Mr. Johnson's own tequila company, Terramana? This margarita, of course, being the People's Margarita, a reference to his signature wrestling move called the People's Elbow.
The most electrifying move in sports entertainment today! The People's Elbow! What's this? Forget about it. Oh, yeah!
I don't really know if I'm supposed to be the one giving or receiving in this situation. Anyway, the People's Margarita is basically a Tommy's Margarita with pineapple juice, and that sounds pretty good to me. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me grab a glass for this one. They do a light little bit of salt rim on this, I know. So I'm gonna start with the lime juice this time. Perfect. I've been having good luck with limes today. They keep giving me the exact amount of juice that I need. Dump that in there. Half an ounce, ooh, I just broke it a little bit. Go ahead and do half an ounce of agave nectar, the nectar of the gods. So this is fresh pineapple juice. I actually just made this yesterday, and I think, I have a theory that because this is fresh pineapple juice and it's more acidic, fresh pineapple juice, I'm just pouring this everywhere. I can't do two things at once. Fresh pineapple juice is going to be a lot more acidic, so it's going to have a lot more bite to it than like a canned pineapple juice. They say you can use both, but I think that this is probably going to be better with fresh pineapple juice because of the acidic bite, because otherwise that is a lot of sugar. I mean, you got the sugar from the pineapple juice and you got the sugar from the agave nectar. Now I think I'm going to use our Trace Agaves, a kilo, 2 ounces. So 1 big cube in there, and then I'm gonna crack another one. Okay, perfect. And shake it. Let's add our ice to our little glass. Why did I do this? Why did I put the lime wheel at the bottom? So I got some small little ice cubes that I made the other day. That should be perfect for this drink. Nothing more picturesque than dumping ice out of a Ziploc. Let's drain this into our drink. Oh, it's nice and frothy from the pineapple juice too. This is gonna be nice. All right, that looks good. That looks good. I'm excited to try this. I've never had this before. Worth mentioning here, the garnish for this does usually contain pineapple fronds, but I threw mine away. So we just got our lime wheel here today, which I swear is not a lemon wheel. It looks so much like a lemon wheel when I cut it, and it's just yellow like a lemon. Now, before I drink this, I already said that I think it's going to be more balanced because of my more acidic pineapple juice, but I also think this is gonna be a very beginner-friendly drink. I think it's gonna be a little less, woo, that's tequila, that's really strong, and a little bit more like, ooh, fruit juice, oh, that's nice. So let's see, maybe this is your entryway. That's good. It is good, and it's very pineapple-y. I do like that. But it's too sweet. It's just too sweet for me. I think a lot of people would like this. I do think this is pretty beginner-friendly, but it kind of just feels like I'm drinking a slightly alcoholic cup of pineapple juice. The pineapple juice really dominates. Maybe I would scale back the 1 ounce of pineapple juice just so the tequila can shine a little bit more, but that's what I want. Maybe you don't want the tequila to shine. Maybe you're using bottom of the barrel and you just want to taste juice. You want happy juice that makes you go, ooh, crazy. Ooh. This is definitely not slamming me. It's not giving me the people's elbow. Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt at all. It's actually very gentle. It's like dropping a teddy bear on your tongue. It's kind of interesting just how much the pineapple juice takes over. Like, you barely even taste the lime at this point. I think it's just the agave nectar combined with the pineapple juice is just making this sweet pineapple bomb. Would I make it all the time? No. Would I play with the ratios? Yeah, definitely. I would mess around with that. There are my marks for the recently laid off, or the chronically unemployed, or just really anybody looking for a good margarita. To those who have been recently laid off, I'm wishing you luck. Good luck out there. I'm rooting for you. And to anybody who maybe still has a job, spread some love. Support your unemployed brothers and sisters out there. And with that, I'll let you go. But, you know, like, not from your job or anything, because, well, that already happened. Cheers.